Batman has done some terrible things, from letting the people of Gotham suffer and die because of his ego, to him grooming a 15-year-old child. It's undeniable that his grandstanding as the most moral hero is nothing but lies and propaganda. And in this video, I'll be burning down the false image he curated and revealing who he truly is by exposing him for letting the people of Gotham perish because of his ego, turning innocent children into child soldiers, along with his worst crime of all, how he groomed a 15-year-old child. And by the end of this video, you won't just hate Batman, you'll despise him with every fiber of your being. Batman's need to fight every villain on his own and save the day all by himself might seem heroic at first, but the truth is, it leads to the suffering and loss of life of thousands of people. He keeps on writing checks his nickel baby ass can't cash, so the people of Gotham always end up footing the bill. It's no secret that Gotham City is overrun with crime and criminals, but instead of Batman asking for the help of Superman and Flash, who are both capable of cleaning up the city in a matter of minutes, he keeps trying to do it all by himself, which consistently leads to the suffering and death of not just the residents of Gotham, but also his sidekicks. And a perfect example of this is in the recent Batman movie. He finally figured out what the Riddler was planning, but by that time, it was already too late for him to stop it. Regardless, he tried to anyway, and like expected, the bombs went off, leading to the death of thousands of people. It was by all means impossible for him to stop it, but the Flash could have. We all know he is faster than light, so if Batman had just called him, he would have had enough time to disable the bombs before they ever went off, and even if they did go off, Flash would have been able to save the thousands of people that died from the resulting flood. But instead, he ran there trying to do it all by himself and ended up costing the lives of thousands of people. Batman consistently not asking for help because his ego won't let him would be a bearable quality if he didn't constantly lead to the death of thousands. And what's worse, it's not the only time this happened. In Batman Dark Knight Rises, after he escaped from the prison, he goes to stop being all by himself. Knowing fully well Blaine had a nuke and a literal army by his side, still he takes him on one and ends up getting his ass beat like a Cherokee drum. And if Catwoman hadn't saved him, the nuke would have detonated and all 12 million people in Gotham would have died. Instead of asking the Flash for help, he would rather risk the lives of the millions of citizens in Gotham and take the slim chance that the cat burglar who sold him out and let him to rot in a Romanian prison would help. I know what you're thinking. Batman still saved the day, so what's the problem? The problem is that hundreds of police officers literally died during that fight. A fight that would have never happened if he just asked for help. Instead, he risks everyone's life, including his own, leading to the death of so many people. Most fans chalk this up to the writer's fault and not a real character flaw, because if he called the Flash every time he was at the end of his ropes, his films would be boring. This pathetic attempt to defend Batman's character falls short because Batman doesn't just refuse to ask for help, he rejects it. In Batman No Man's Land, an earthquake erupted in Gotham and they had to evacuate millions of people and block the exit. No food was going in or out, so the people that were left were forced to eat scraps and live like dogs. It got so bad that Gotham was carved up by gangsters into territories like it was a turkey on Thanksgiving, leading there to be no law and order, and people were forced to fend for themselves. That's when Superman saw the situation and was so horrified he went to help stop it. But Batman tried to stop him from helping. What type of monster tries to stop someone from helping starving children?
What kind of animal are you?
That's downright evil. And honestly, this single act is irredeemable. When other Justice League members try to help, he stops them. He is so hell-bent on being the savior of Gotham that he would rather watch Gotham get destroyed than accept help. I already know what you're going to say. Bruce cares about the people of Gotham. He gives billions to charity every year. That might be true, but it doesn't actually help. What's the point of building a hospital when the Joker will blow it up the next day because he's bored? If Batman really wanted to help the people of Gotham, he would put an end to all these villains for good. And no, I don't mean kill them. Batman's no-kill rule, despite being stupid, is one of the things that makes his character special. And if you're interested in watching a video about why Batman's no-kill rule is stupid and was done poorly, drop a comment please. If Batman doesn't want to kill his villains, then he should send them to a prison that can actually hold them for good. What's the point of sending a criminal to Arkham knowing fully well he'll be out before the weekend? The Joker alone has broken out of Blackgate and Arkham hundreds of times, and Batman keeps sending him there knowing fully well he'll just break out and kill more people. The most secure prison in the world was built for just $60 million. If Batman actually wanted to help, he'll build stronger prisons. If you still don't understand how Batman's charity is pointless, I'll use the relationship of Europe and Africa as an example. Europe sends £20 billion in aid money to Africa every year. While this might seem good, the European Union knows it's pointless because corrupt African politicians will pocket the money and nothing will be left for the citizens. If they really wanted to help, they'll build schools, hospitals, and pave roads, not sending money to evil and corrupt politicians who they know will pocket it. Same way, if Batman really wanted to help stop crime, he would build stronger prisons so that when he catches villains, they won't just break out the next day and go on another killing spree. Like Albert Einstein once said, a fool is someone who does the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. In that sense, Batman sending his villains to Arkham, knowing fully well they are going to break out again, doesn't make him a hero, it makes him a fool. Since I'm talking about the evils of Batman, I have to talk about his obsession with turning children into child soldiers. Like, what's up with that? He could hire an adult, but no, they have to be kids. There's absolutely no benefit of having a child as your sidekick compared to an adult. They are weaker, slower, and very hard to get under control. I know you're going to bring up Superboy and Kid Flash to justify it, but at least they have powers to defend themselves. Robin, on the other hand, is wearing panties. Apart from the fact that children are easier to mold, there is absolutely no benefit to having a child as your sidekick, and Batman knows this, but yet he is hell bent on making literal children his sidekicks, with some being so young they haven't even hit puberty. This is nothing short of evil and undoubtedly inhumane. He gets a young child, takes them to his island, I mean his Batcave, he breaks them down and builds them into the perfect soldier, setting them on a path of violence. And if you think I'm twisting their relationship by calling them child soldiers, I hate to break it to you, but I'm not the one that says so. It's Batman. After Jason Todd was beaten to a pulp, tortured and maimed by the Joker, Batman said, and I quote, "I will never forget Jason. He was a good soldier. He honored me." This is undeniable evidence that Batman sees the Robins as tools, not his children or separate individuals with goals and dreams, but as soldiers and weapons. This is so disgusting because no hero in this world would lose someone that worked so hard to make them proud and then say something so dehumanizing and heartless, something that reduces all their life to just honoring him. To be frank, that's evil and narcissistic. And if we are being honest, no hero will send his child to fight psychopathic clans and mass murderers. But that's a story for another day. I can already hear the counter arguments. Batman didn't want to hire Robins. He did it in view of the fact they were on a path to self-destruction. Because if he didn't, they'll end up like him or die. If Batman was actually worried that they'll end up like him, he could have sent them to therapy for Christ's sake. He could have sent them to safer parts of the world, like Metropolis, Central City, or New York. If you genuinely believe that him turning those children into soldiers was the best way to keep them safe, then I have something I must tell you. I'm a Nigerian prince that had all his assets seized, and if you just send me money to settle my law fees, I'll pay you 10 times more. But seriously, if you want to support me, click the like and subscribe button. I'm the only one that does the editing, script writing, voiceover, and makes the thumbnail and does every other thing for this channel. So please, sub if it will mean the world to me. Back to my point. There is no way you expect me to believe that children are safer fighting criminals in Gotham than they will be in orphanages in Metropolis. That whole narrative is just DC propaganda to make people not question Batman's morality. Another dumb argument his fans make is that Batman didn't send them away because he wanted to keep them close and protect them. This argument is in a league of stupidity so great, nothing else even comes close. Batman clearly can't protect them. Almost all Robins have either been tortured or killed. The fact that he still kept on taking these vulnerable children under his wing after what happened to Jason Todd shows that he valued them as much as a child values his toys. That when one of them spoils, he just gets a new one. And if you still support Batman or think I'm misrepresenting him, comment down below your argument and I'll respond to you. I'm also doing a challenge where I respond to every comment under this video. I did it in last time and I know I can do it again. What makes Batman's use of children even worse and downright predatory is that he's adamant on working alone. So much so that he will refuse to work with Superman and the Justice League in cleaning up Gotham. But it's impossible for him to say no to children. I know of another rich billionaire he has that in common with. And instead of sending them back to school or grief therapy to help them have as close to a good and normal life as possible, he turns them into child soldiers and sends them to fight his self-proclaimed war on crime. Batman's behavior at this point is indefensible and so despicable that anyone with a shred of morality will lose all respect for him. All the atrocities I have mentioned doesn't even come close to what he did to Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl. To properly understand just how Batman groomed 15-year-old Batgirl, we'll have to start from the beginning. Batgirl's father, James Gordon, got arrested for taking bribes from Rupert Thorne. Even though it was a misunderstanding, as a result, this led Barbara to become the hero known as Batgirl. Very soon, Batman and Batgirl started working together. Fast forward an undisclosed amount of time, Batman and Batgirl hook up on a rooftop. But at this point, Batgirl was an adult, so even if they have a relationship, there is no way it's child predation, right? Wrong. Barbara Gordon is the daughter of James Gordon, and he is one of Batman's best friends. As sick as it is, to have a relationship with your best friend's daughter is not enough to make someone a child predator. Till you realize that Batman knew her since she was a teenager, mentored her, walked alongside her, then threw in the age gap, which is so big that Batgirl is young enough to be his daughter, plus the massive power imbalance, and this goes from disgusting to predatory really fast. I'll start by addressing the fact that Batman knew her before she was an adult. This is obvious because not only does Batman know James Gordon, but so does Bruce Wayne. Batman knowing Batgirl from when she was a little girl brings up a massive problem for him, which is grooming, making him a child predator. And I know you will reject the idea that Batman groomed her, but let me ask you a question. If you find out that your daughter's mentor, teacher, and someone she knew since she was a child was in a relationship with her, would you not think the same thing? And Batman fans say he didn't do it because it isn't canon, but the truth is, it is. In Batman Beyond, we see him reminiscing with old pictures suggesting they had a relationship. Barbara also confirms this.
Dated? In college. Puppy love. Later on, we just never talked about it. Dick finally got fed up living in Batman's shadow. He decided to leave. He was hurt when I chose to stay behind with Bruce.
As his partner. His girlfriend? Whoa.
He was dating Batgirl when she was just 18, about 19 when he was in his 40s, because at this point he already had a son that was about 12 years old. So there's no chance he isn't in his late 30s, early 40s. Batman is more of a sugar daddy than he is a hero. And to top the insanity off, not only is she the daughter of his best friend, but also the ex-girlfriend of his son. That's right, Barbara and Dick Grayson dated. He knew all of this and still went ahead to have a romantic relationship with her, going so far as to get her pregnant. And when Batgirl decides to tell Nightwing herself, goes ahead to tell him. And this leads Nightwing, aka Dick Grayson, to leave Gotham, which is his home. Now, you must ask yourself, is this what a hero looks like? Are heroes sugar daddies who groom children? Do heroes risk the lives of others just so they can live out their fantasies? Or are they the embodiment of virtue and hope? To be honest, it sickens me to see Batman hailed as the number one DC hero after he groomed his 15-year-old student, create child soldiers, and do a million other bad things. That's why I made this video, to burn down any image of him being good and reveal him for who he truly is. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It would mean the world to me.